I am sure that many of you have used the sum product formula in Excel in its basic form, which is a sum of multiplications. But did you know that the sum product formula goes way beyond this? Sum product allows us to factor in conditions. So it has AND conditions, OR condition, etc. And I'm not sure if this was incidental or by design, but basically because of these properties, you will be able to use it in many situations like to do countifs, sumifs, and even some lookups like VLOOKUP and index and match. And it's way more powerful than the normal formulas because it can take AND and OR criteria together. And I'm gonna show you first a basic example of some product, and then we will go into those more complicated examples and you will learn how to use this formula like a pro. So let's start. Here I have some data and I need to find out the total, which is quantity times price for each line, and then we need to sum it. So if I do it manually, I'm just going to do quantity times price. I'm going to drag the formula, and then here I'm going to use a sum formula. So this is very lengthy, it's a manual way. If we use the basic sum product formula, we can do sum product, open parenthesis, we select our first array, and then comma, we select our second array, close parenthesis, and then we get the same number. Now let's look at something more complicated. If I tell you I want to have the sum of quantity for all the items that are chicken. So in this case, let's select the cell, go to the formula bar, and let's start with sum product. We open the parentheses, and here we need our arrays. So let's start with the first array, which is the quantity. So I'm just going to do the quantity here. Easy, same as before. Now I'm not going to use comma here. I'm going to show you why in a bit. I'm just going to do multiplication. And here, when you are putting a condition, one of the most important thing you need to do is to add the parentheses. If you don't put parentheses, you're going to get a wrong result. So I'm going to open parentheses, close parentheses, and then I'm going to close parentheses for the sum product. Inside this parentheses, I want to put my condition. And my condition will be, this is my item list, equal the chicken. And it's as simple as this. If we press enter, you get 4. Why did we get 4? Because we have 1 here, and 2 here. So this is how we get quantity of 4. And this is, if you want, a sumif. It's the same as a sumif with one criteria. Now, if I had a comma here instead of a multiplication, I'm gonna get 0, which is wrong. Why is that? Let me explain to you. Let's go back. If we see this condition, so I'm just gonna select it and I'm gonna press F9. What it does, it goes line by line and it checks for each line whether it is chicken or not chicken. If it's chicken, it's true, otherwise it's false. Now let me press escape. The problem you have, if you don't do the multiplication, it will keep this as a text, and when you have in the sum product text and numbers, it will give you 0. Now when I do the multiplication, I am telling Excel to convert every true to a 1 and every false to a 0. So whenever you have a 1, you multiply it by the quantity, it will give you a number, otherwise it will give you a 0, and then when you sum it, you're gonna get the right result. And this is the magic. Now, you could do other things also instead of this. Some people, what they do is, they will keep the comma, but they'll do 1 times. When you do 1 times, you automatically did a multiplication here, so you have the same effect. Some other people will do minus minus, which is -1 times -1 times this array of true and false. -1 times -1 is 1, and then it will give you 1s and 0. So if you do this, it will also work. Personally, I prefer the multiplication sign. It's neater, it's easier, and this is what we're going to use in this lesson. So we'll press enter and we get this result. Now assume that you want to get the total. You have the same condition, which is chicken. So let's write it again. We're gonna go here. We'll do some product, open parenthesis. My first array is what? Is quantity. Then multiplication, my price is the second array. Multiplication, open, close parenthesis, and then close parenthesis. And inside, we can do the same. We'll select the items, equal chicken, then we do enter, and we get 11, which is this, this, and this. So what is the difference between total and quantity? I just added an additional factor, which is to multiply by the price. So this is, if you want, the AND condition. Now, if I want to use an OR condition, I should use a plus instead of a multiplication. Let me show you this in practice. So here, what I want is a count of chicken and brand A or Pepsi and brand A. So what does it mean? Here we have chicken and brand A, so this is 1. Then chicken brand A is 1. Then Pepsi brand A is 1. So let's try it. Let's go here and let's do some product. First of all, we will get chicken or Pepsi. So how to do this? Basically, we're just gonna close parentheses, start with our first condition. So as usual, open close parentheses. In the middle, you have to do the items is equal to chicken. So this is our first condition, right? Since we didn't multiply by anything, this is why you get a 0. So you do times 1. So you have 3. So this is 1, 2, and 3. We're counting. So we're not summing the quantities. We're just counting how many items we have. So this is why you have 3. Then how to get the Pepsi, which is an OR condition. So either chicken or Pepsi. So we have to use the plus, as I said. Open, close parenthesis. Within this, what we can do is select the items again. Now equal Pepsi. We do enter, we get 5 now. So 5 is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So 5 items we have. If I want to know how many of them are brand A, you have some product, no problem. This was an OR condition. Now we have an AND condition. So we're going to use parentheses here. The only complicated thing is to have the right parentheses. It's another condition. Open close parenthesis. Click inside. Then we have the brand. So we select the brands. And then we do equal brand A. Enter. Now we have 3, which is chicken brand A, and Pepsi brand A. Okay, let's move on now to quantity. So I want to do the same thing, but I want to have the sum of quantity. So let me copy paste this, Control C, escape. Then we go here, Control V. What do I have to do now? Since I have the count, I can just do another multiplication, open parenthesis, close parenthesis, and inside this, I can put my quantities. For the last one, I don't need the parentheses. I just put them for me. If I do enter, I get 12, which is 1, and 1, and 10. Since you are starting to see those complicated scenarios, you can understand the power of this formula. If I wanted to do a sum if, it would have been very difficult for me to combine OR and AND criterias, and I would have needed so many sum ifs, etc. to be able to do it. So let's look at the total now, and let's just copy paste this formula from before. Control C, escape. We go here, Control V, and then we need another criteria, which is the price. So as simple as this, I just take it, add it, and then I press enter, and I get 99, which is this one, and then this one, and this one. So please let me know in the comment section if you are aware of the uses of the SUMPRODUCT formula, and as usual, please help the channel by liking this video and subscribing.